Hey Jamie. Yeah, it's recording as well, so I think we're okay. Does it look any better or not to you? There's no lag or anything, or I'll have to check after to see the recording worked okay, but I yeah, it's recording as well, so oh. I think we're okay. My stuff there. I was checking with Jamie earlier because I wasn't sure if the quality of the video was great with the drawing. So this should be better. Cool, excellent, good. I was a little worried, but good, excellent. I'll check the recording when I'm done and let you know, but I'd say it's all going to be fine. I think I might try to do 2 head sketches in one go. Oh hey Rocky. Yeah, I saw you missed the last one. That's on you, my friend. Concrete face. Nice name, I like it. Hi Declan, what paper are you drawing on? I am drawing on it's more common over this side of the pond. It's called Dale Rowney Smooth Heavyweight. So it's not Bristol board, but it's not as thin as cartridge. So it's got a nice kind of thickness to it, and it takes ink wash well. So I've been using it like basically my whole career. You missed all those ones I did the last week or so are all go this way, yeah, this way. We're all A4 pieces, so they're more detailed. But I got all those done now, so I have 5 headshots to do. I'm gonna try to do 2. I'll see how this goes, but. Yeah, I might try to get 2 done now. I have a Mr. Knight to do, and I think that'll go fast enough. So if we can do 2 Moon Knights in one stream, I think I'll be doing pretty good. Oh no, is Strathmore not Irish enough? I guess I didn't think of that. But I've tried Bristol board, and you could get it here. It was just a bit harder to get, and it was a little waxy for me. It wasn't too gone on it. But yeah, if I'm not using the Marvel boards that I get sent, especially, I'll use that, the Strathmore. Rocky. Oh, thanks, man. Well, I mean, I'm cranking these out because I'm not actually drawing any comics. I'm basically just writing and doing covers at the moment. But I'm in commission mode, I guess, so I'm kind of getting through them at a good pace. I just did a Marvel cover today, so now I can do this. Have to finish another commission after this. Do more of a script. So yeah, even though I'm not drawing pages, I'm kept going the whole time. Oh, hey, Dev. Anybody watching? We've got Devmalia Pramanik. I never actually said that out loud. Who's drawing Fist of Khonshu at the moment and is doing an amazing job. I am now feeling a little self-conscious about drawing Moon Knight. If you haven't been reading that, you should check it out. Dev's doing amazing work. Rocky, do you find the Marvel paper the best quality you've used? I've heard stories of the custom paper from studios is amazing. Many old image artists rave about the quality of that paper. It is. I feel like a lot of my answers on this stuff is it depends. I think Marvel. When I was doing Thunderbolts, the paper quality changed, and I really didn't like it. Sometimes you just get a bad batch. Generally it's fine. I have a problem sometimes if it's sometimes it sucks up too much ink. Again, it depends on the batch you get. I think they've changed their paper stock suppliers recently. But I didn't have any problems with Mystique, so I was happy enough. But I've tried, I've had DC paper, I've had Marvel paper, but generally the Marvel paper is pretty good, I found. Dev, we don't want to be calling you Dev. Dev. I'm working on some pages right now and thought working while watching you is the perfect way to help inspire me. Well, inspire or maybe demoralize you. Who knows? Who knows? I don't think you need inspiration, man. The stuff you sent me looks great. Oh, good. They announced the pre-order for the Mystique. Well, I saw it had been solicited, but no one's told me anything. So at least we know what's happening. Yeah, this commissioner asked for the Ghost Armor Moon Knight, which is like actually my favourite. Maybe it's my favourite. I don't know. I just really like drawing it. Dave, honestly, if I ever had a choice of a suit to do, I would definitely love to draw the Raven Bone suit. It's one of the most badass MK suits I've seen. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I only got to draw one issue. I remember whenever Purdue was doing, the Moon Knight cosplay stuff was starting, which was always cool. It started out with the superhero costume, which is great because I designed that and it was a class to see. But I remember thinking there's no way anyone's going to actually do the bow and suit. It took a while, but it actually did happen. I was very impressed. If I was ever to do Moon Knight again, which I don't know if I would, but I'd try to work this guy in more. Like I was talking to Deb before, and I felt bad because I hadn't seen any of his Moon Knight stuff because I don't really look at the book after I've left it, you know. So I saw some of the Greg Smallwood stuff after when he was doing it with Brian Wood, and it was great. But my ego couldn't really handle it, to be honest. So I haven't read any of the Jeff Lemire stuff or any of the Jed McKay stuff with Alessandro. Again, I feel bad. Alessandro's really, really lovely, been really, really nice to me, and like I just haven't seen all of his stuff because I just have a weird thing about reading Moon Knight. You know, it's kind of weird. I can imagine it's probably really hard to do such a detail-heavy suit, but the results are so cool looking, and yeah, I'm really having a lot of fun on the book. That's great, man. You're really killing on it. You really are. It's a mini-series, right? Who's writing it? Can't remember. I got to design a kind of a future Moon Knight for what's the series called? Phases of the Moon Knight. I was kind of hoping that I'd get a chance to do more of that, but not yet anyway. But I designed something kind of with this hood because I wanted to carry that on a bit. So one of your phases of the Moon Knight designs, didn't I? Thought you designed something for it. I did, yeah. I designed that. It was either Messias drew it, but I designed the costume for that story, which was cool. It was very fun to do, and either made it look even way cooler. Rocky, okay, random conversation starter. Who is your favourite Moon Knight artist who came before you? Ooh, that's a good one. Trying to get me in trouble. I think it would probably be Tommy Lee Edwards. I'm a big Alex Maleev fan, especially Daredevil, and I loved what he did on his run with Brian Michael Bendis. But I think I found my way in on Moon Knight with some run that Tommy Lee Edwards did with, I can't remember the writer is now, sorry, but it's some of it Tommy's earlier work, so it's not as like, it wouldn't be up there with like what he can do now, but I think I found my way in, and how I could maybe draw him. And this isn't a slight against him either, but I think the Maleev stuff was so kind of out there, and the Sienkiewicz stuff was so out there that like I think if Tommy drew it now, he would do something, you know, way more ambitious. But the run that he did was it was just a bit more accessible for me. It was moody, it was dark, it was but yeah, I think I felt it was a bit more accessible, so it's but I also, but you know, but it was, you know, so I'm trying to make it sound like I'm not trying to say like it wasn't good. It's not that at all. I really liked it, but I guess it wasn't as I'm not explaining myself right, I don't think. Tommy wasn't the artist he would become, whereas I think that Maleev and Sienkiewicz were when they worked on it. Or actually, Sienkiewicz wasn't. I've said often, if you look at Sienkiewicz's early work on the book, it's actually fairly kind of like just Neil Adams standardish. But he develops so much on that book that he becomes himself. And that was a bit intimidating too for me. Is any of that making sense? I mean, arguably Bill is the best one. You know, I'm not saying that he isn't. I'm just saying that I found his work too intimidating, because I was basically nobody coming on that book. So looking at Sienkiewicz as inspiration for me was it was just too much. It was way too intimidating. My answer is going to be a little bit different because it's not just like who's your favorite, who do you think did the best Moon Knight. I mean, I think it's just going to be Sienkiewicz, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Headlines now. Xavi slams Sienkiewicz. Dev, I have to go dig around for the Lee Edwards art because I can imagine how amazing that would look. Sienkiewicz is definitely amazing, but I agree, a little hard to aspire to. That's it. He's just so. I mean, it's easier when you see the earlier stuff. You're like going, yeah, he was fine, he was good. But then you see as he blossoms into himself on that book, which is also actually amazing to kind of see happen on the page. I mean, maybe you could argue I did the same. I mean, I would love that was the case, but it's also not really for me to say. I think it might have been Doug Monch who wrote the Edward stuff. I can't remember now. Should be easy to find out though. And it's really good. It's not the level that Tommy is at now. Like Tommy again, also somebody who really blossomed, but it is really good. And again, it's just felt more a bit more accessible. Yeah, that's fair. Dev, Sienkiewicz, and Miller was kind of a similar evolution. Again, I mean, just trying to think, what age were they when they were working at Marvel? I think they were in their 20s, weren't they? So they were probably all like Neil Adams, John Byrne kids. So everyone's kind of like Eminem now. Would have been, imagine they would have been the go-tos. Rocky. Well, yeah, it's only a matter of time before somebody clips me and ends me. It also wouldn't be the first stupid thing I say either, so. Okay, part two to the question: what artist would you like to see draw Moon Knight? I would say Mignola or John Paul Leon. JP would have been right up there for sure. Yeah, Mignola would be class. I know you can answer the question for me there. Look, any artist really. I mean, I think that's the cool. That was one thing I was aware when I took on the book, was that it wasn't Daredevil, but it was like, as in Daredevil, like I feel is the one book at Marvel that has nothing but banger after banger for classic stories. I don't think Moon Knight's the same. I think it has banger stories, but like just not Daredevil level. But what What Moon Knight did have was just some of the best artists ever, most interesting artists ever on that book. So I try to lean into that when I was doing it. So for the same reason, I would do the same, like James Harren or do you know what would be interesting is Lorenzo De Felici, someone whose work I really like. But actually, to be fair, and I'm not just saying that because Dev's here, but I'm very impressed with who they've had on after I left. I mean, Greg Smallwood. I mean, no one knew who he was before Moon Knight, and he's an amazing work. Dev's doing great stuff, and it's not Alessio, isn't it? Alessandro Capucci, who's on Wolverine now, but bloody hell, he really did go all in on Moon Knight. So credit to Marvel really for embracing that part of the book. I think they could have just had any old Joe Schmo come on afterwards, but I think they have leaned into interesting artists being the people who propel that book, from what I can tell at least. Dev, I was talking to Jed the other day and someone asked him if he would take a stab at Daredevil, and he laughed, saying he had his own depressed struggling with religion guy he was working on. That's fair. Sure, he could do it though. Okay, this guy's done. So I'm going to do another one. Yeah, this guy's done. Rocky, yeah, I think your run on Moon Knight elevated the book and they started getting bigger talents on it. Actually, that's actually not true. Because before me, there hadn't been a Moon Knight series for a few years before me and Warren did it. Before that, it was Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev. So, I mean, you can't really get any bigger than that. What they did is they got a very, very big writer and a practically unknown artist to do it. So they really were, I mean, they were starting at the bottom of the barrel and managed to build up, I would argue. And, you know, keep in mind, Greg Smallwood was also totally, pretty much unknown when he came on after me. Again, Alessandro, pretty much unknown. Dev, no offense to Dev or anything, but like, same, like, not big artists. Whereas before us, they generally would have like very known names. Or, I'm trying to think, who did it before Maleev? David Finch. I mean, come on. So, sorry Rocky, you're totally off. I'm glad you think that we're big rock stars, but So again, kind of all the more impressive that Marvel have stuck with that, basically trying interesting artists and giving them a space to find a following on a character like Moon Knight. For me, what's really cool is that they're still using Mr. Knight and still using the super. I think Alessandro has kind of updated the superhero version with his own thing, which, as a fellow artist, I'm like, good for him. But as a me artist, I'm like, fuck that guy. How dare you? Or Dev, I spare an opportunity to tell Declan I honestly look at his art and choices on the book, and it helps me a lot with inspiration, so don't listen to him being all humble. Well, I mean, you're pushing it way more than I did, man. Like, I thought of the stuff I thought of in the book that I was very happy with, and I think I could have pushed more had the book gone on more, but I was coming off the back of known characters where you're basically just trying to put your own stamp on something as much as possible, as much as you can, within like what the established book or character is, like Deadpool or Venom or what have you. Whereas with Moon Knight, I actually got to do it. I got to put my own stamp on something, and I'm very glad. I'm very, very glad it stuck as much as it has anyway. But I think you're doing way more ambitious stuff than like I did, big time, and I love seeing it. And if my run on the book has helped people kind of have a space to do that, that's really cool. I am just kind of sitting in my head right now, but yeah, that's really cool. If that's the case. Just realised I've drawn Moon Knight way, way, way more outside of the book than I ever did in the book. At this stage, 10 years later. I think I've finally got the hang of him. Rocky, how did you get paired up with edits for Moon Knight? Was it because of injection? No, Rocky, Moon Knight was first. It was because of Moon Knight we did injection. But I was working on. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this here. Yeah. Sorry. I was working on Venom at Marvel, and I was enjoying it. And then I got a call, if I recall, from Stephen Wacker, who is the editor of Venom. And he asked if I would have any interest in working on a new Moon Knight book. And I didn't even ask who was writing it. My first thought was, and this was my like career brain thinking, I'd been a Marvel for a good few years. I had done Thunderbolts and Venom and... Sorry, no, I was on Deadpool. Sorry. Sorry. But I had worked with Wacker on Venom, that was it. I was in a different office at this time. But yeah, Wacker... I was down for doing one arc of Deadpool, but I think the idea was that I would stay on. But then yeah, Wacker asked if I'd have any interest in in Moon Knight, and I was very focused on launching a new book. There'd been a lot of like cool new launches and stuff, and I saw other artists coming in at Marvel with brand new books, getting lots of attention, and I was like, God damn it, I'm here for you. I'm here for a few years now, and like, you might forget, like at the time there was a lot of double shipping books, so I was never the artist on a book. When I was at stop me if I'm boring you here, but when I was doing Thunderbolts, it was Kev Walker was the artist on. It was his book. I came on afterwards, so I was basically his backup. And then I went on Venom, and I was like one of 2 artists on that. And then Deadpool, it was me and Mike Hawthorne. And it was tough to be the second, the non-amazing artist on each book. Like following Kev Walker on every 2-3 issues of Thunderbolts was tough. And yeah, very much the same with Mike Hawthorne. So I was, say, like, very frustrated, but I was also aware that it was kind of hard to make a name for myself when you're like not the artist on a book. You're one of the artists on a book. 1 second. Excuse me. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So anyway, Steve Wacker called me and he said, "Would you have any interest in doing a new Moon Knight book?" And my kind of career brain part of me was thinking, new book, like, great, I would get to do my own thing on a new book. So I was pretty much on board before I even said the character, I think. And then I was thinking split second. Moon Knight. I'm like, oh, actually, I think I was hoping it was Daredevil because Wacker was the editor on Daredevil, but it wasn't. It was Moon Knight. And I didn't really know anything about Moon Knight other than I had that Tommy Lee Edwards book and I had the Alex Maleev book. So I knew the visuals would be cool. I'm like, I could do that. I don't know what it is, but I could do it. So I was thinking, yes, this would be a cool thing to do. This would be a cool thing to have try to put my stamp on a character with an issue 1 where I'm not compared to anybody else. I think this would be a good move for me. I don't know if you ever think along these lines, Dev, but I mean, that's stuff that I think is worth considering, So I was like, great, yeah, I'm in. And Wacker was like, do you not want to know who's writing it? I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, that's the first thing I normally think, like, who's writing it. But I was really just thinking of what that book could do for me personally. That opportunity, so I was like, God, yeah, geez, of course, who's writing it? Which is also very important for an artist, because you really want a writer with a big name. Really helps your work get out there. It's just how it is. And Wacker said it's a little known UK writer. And I was like, oh, okay, because Wacker's a bit of a joker. And so I thought, okay, so who at Marvel works? Again, I'm thinking all this very fast, like in the middle of a conversation. But I was thinking, who is Marvel hiring from the UK at the moment that's doing well? And I was thinking, I think Cy Spurrier was the name that was kind of coming to my mind at the time. And I'm friends with Cy, so I was thinking that'd be class. And he said, no, it's some guy called Warren Ellis. And I nearly shat myself. I couldn't believe it. One, a massive fan of Warren, of like so much of what he's done. Incredible books, like just genius work. And I don't use that word lightly. I was like, oh my god. And also what was kind of more amazing too is because he actually hadn't really done much comics work in a good few years. He'd kind of done novels and not really much comics. So this, I think, was his first Marvel comic in a good few years. So that added a whole new level of like, wow, people are going to want to read this fucking book. So yeah, that was it really. I was like, yes, and went from there, and it was an amazing experience from day one. Wacker ended up leaving Marvel while we were on the book, which was a bummer because I'm a big fan of what he did on Spider-Man and Daredevil, and but he was there for like the inception of it all, and yeah, he was great, as was Warren. Right, okay, that's a story that took an hour, but Rocky, speaking as a fan, here's why your run on Moon Knight stuck out to me and grabbed my attention. Your visual storytelling. There are so many great comic illustrators who aren't good comic storytellers. I'd agree with you there, man. I think there's some amazing illustrators who are terrible storytellers, and there's some amazing storytellers who are terrible illustrators. Both. I'd like to think I can do both. That's certainly my goal. I want to do comics that look really, really impressive, like really are illustrated really, really well. But I also want I want the storytelling to be strong, you know. There are guys who do that. There are guys who do incredible stuff. That's amazing, but you're like, what is happening? So I can kind of like, as a art fan, appreciate them, but also go like, I don't know, you know, I'm not actually going to read this. I'm just going to look at it. And I think there are artists who, like, you read the crap out of what they do because they're so good at it, but you'll never really look at it again because it's not really grabbing you. And those people are, no, I'm just kidding. This get me drunk, I'll say. But so yeah, my goal is always to try be someone who's like doing work that is like, you know, is cool, is exciting, but also, you know, telling a story, telling a clear, concise story. So I really appreciate that, Rocky. Thanks, man. That's you know, you're telling me what I want to hear, which is what I want to hear. So thank you. Anyway, sorry, I'm laughing at my own jokes here. I'm such a dickhead. But no, really, I do mean it. Thanks so much, man. You don't know what other people think of your stuff as you're working on it, so to hear that back is great. Dev, I have been following you for a while, and it's not just Moon Knight, but your entire work ethic. Definitely a model of work I aspire to. If I ever want to do that Spider-Man 2099 book, I want to do. Well, I mean, I wish I could tell you how to do it. Like, I'm kind of in that place now where I get to just work on stuff I like, which is amazing. And it's certainly not something I could have, you know, it was an ambition, but I didn't really know how that would happen. I think you need to show people you can do it. Like, well, to put it this way, man, your work on Fist of Khonshu is definitely going to help, because I think you're making a name for yourself as a really good storyteller. I will say to you here, I was talking to a writer who was pitching something, and they wanted like who's doing like really interesting work at Marvel right now, and I straight up said you. I said, that's, if I was doing a new book like this is who I would go for, because I think like, I wouldn't think somebody would do a great job with Moon Knight and a great job at Spidey 2099 and would do a really cool looking Cyclops. You know, some people have like strengths and weaknesses, and I'm not saying you can't do both, but like, it's rare that somebody can do all that, and you can. So I think you're in a good place to establish yourself as like a great artist, storyteller, and then I think it'll come down to the gigs that you take on. You know, is it going to spotlight you as a visual storyteller? And if you want to write and draw your own stuff, I mean, like, I was lucky that someone at Marvel took a chance on me writing wise, but those opportunities are, you know, not that common. So I would, if you want, I'm assuming you want to write and draw, I'd try something small of your own on the side, or some short stories. You know, like you were joking with the, well, even though I fell for your joke, the black, white, and Blood, Red, whatever they're doing, stories. And Marvel are not too bad with them trying people out on writing and drawing stuff if they know you're up for it, you know. Be no harm to maybe mention it to Ricky, just if stuff like that's coming up. Because to be fair to the editors and stuff, they don't know what you want to do. You know, if you don't tell them, how are they going to know? I definitely wanted to be like, oh, I want them to ask me. I wanted that kind of thing of like, oh, well, the people will recognize my greatness, but really, it ends up kind of being just chancing your arm and pushing yourself, you know. A lot of my opportunities have just come from going like, well, fuck it, I'll give it a go. But I think you're in a very good spot, if you don't want me saying so, at the moment, of just being a fucking really, really good artist. And I think what will be best for you is probably if they pair you with a great writer on a great book. More projects like Fist of Khonshu, I think, will help you. Because keep in mind, people... Sorry if I'm all over the place here because I'm talking as I draw. People wanted me to write because they wanted me to draw, and the reason they wanted me to draw is because I did Moon Knight with Warren Ellis. You know what I mean? I don't think I had much cachet before that book. A little, but not loads. After Moon Knight, everybody was knocking at my door, which was savage. And I took advantage of that, and then eventually I used that to kind of leverage writing stuff. So if you don't, I mean no offense by this, but like you don't have that leverage quite yet. So I would look to start building it. I hope none of this sounds condescending or anything like that. That's just how I would look at it. Not that you asked. I'm giving you advice you're not asking for. That's the kind of guy I am. God, what I'm ranting on for a while. Rocky, you'd be awesome on a Spidey 29 book. Dev, you would. I mean, all those drawings you do are amazing. I mean, if I was at Marvel, I would absolutely give you a Spidey 29 book. What you do is so striking, and I think you would totally make a name for yourself. Blah 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 blah. Sorry. Dev, it was fascinating to listen to, man, and I hear you definitely want to work on something that I want to leave a mark on, while also being able to work consistently. Of course, there is that too. Like, I would say I'm at a stage at Marvel now where I'm getting to do those cool projects, but they're not around all the time. So like, I currently don't have any work at Marvel because of it. Now, that's a good problem to have. It's fine. I'm okay. I don't need the work. I'm fine. I know when Marvel come calling again, it'll be probably something that's quite interesting I'd like to do. So that's great. But especially when you're starting out, the consistent work is the thing. Rocky, good story, I hope. Okay, you're all loving each other, that's fine. Rocky, I honestly saw your work right now on Instagram. I have to go back and check your Moon Knight stuff. It's man, you really you'll like it, Rocky. I think you'll really like it. Design wise and composition wise and storytelling wise, it's great. Dev, thank you so much, man. I hear you. I know I'm nowhere near ready to write professionally yet, so I'm to practice till I have to put forward a pitch. Yeah, that's a good way to work at it, man. Like I had no interest in writing when I started at Marvel. I just wanted to draw. I was like, they're paying me to draw at Marvel. But you know, your priorities will shift as you grow as an artist. You know, and I will also say if you're working. What probably helped me in a huge way writing wise was reading a lot of Warren Ellis scripts. That really fucking helped. When you're working with amazing talent, it's nice if some of that can rub off on you, and you know, if you can keep working with people like Jed, I think that'll only make you a better storyteller, period. And I think that's what happened with me is I became a good storyteller for lack of a less wanky phrase. And that is actually what happened to me. Was an editor liked my storytelling and thought that I'd be able to write, and I was like, huh? Did not see that coming. But I made the most of it. I said, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity and try to do something with it. But that was after I'd been on ejection for a year. So if you want to do certain types of work, I think people need to see you doing it, if that makes sense, because people don't really make that jump. People generally don't have the imagination to see what you could do given the chance. They see what you have done and see if you can do that for them, which is just natural. But it puts it on you to push yourself in that regard, if that makes sense. Dev, I often think to myself when I'm in a pinch, what would Declan do? Ooh, I don't know if that's good advice, but I don't know. I've done okay, I guess. WWDD, yeah. I know it's tough, man. As an artist, what nobody teaches you is like how to manage your career. And in a lot of ways you can't, because stuff just like Moon Knight coming my way was such a fluke. But if you're in a position where you can be the person that these flukes happen to, then all the better. And I think you're in a good spot where you are at the moment. Or you seem to be anyway. But I mean, I don't know if you go to cons much. You live in India, don't you? Is that where you are? And if that's the case, you're not going to loads of shows. But I mean, this is the stuff that I found very helpful when I was coming up. There are artists who are very good at thinking of this stuff, but I think I'm good at it. But like, I also know that like, luck goes such a long way with this stuff. And all you can do is really try and put yourself in a position where lucky things will happen to you, Like Thundercats, for example, that's such a fluke. I'd love to say it's just because I'm a genius that book's doing the way it is, but such a fluke. But I'm making the most of it. And if people see you writing, they will think of you for writing. If they don't see you writing, they won't think of you. But I also do think there's something to be said for making a name for yourself. And if you're getting like good books at Marvel, with good writers that showcase your skills, I think it's a good thing to keep that going for a while. Rocky, the answer is Declan will berate himself and then proceed to bang out 5 amazing commissions. Well, yeah, it all works out, doesn't it? Just hear me punish myself while doing drawings. That's a Friday evening for you. And yeah, I'm from India, but living in Canada. Oh, cool. Good. Okay. Well, I mean, look, I don't know what the scene was in India. I mean, I've been, but I don't know. I was actually invited this year. I can't do it though. But you're closer to a lot of creators now. Well, no, I mean, well, okay. Look, actually, sorry, I don't know how many creators you're around in India, but there are loads in Canada, and I do what I can to kind of get to meet them a little bit and socialize a bit and see they'll all have great things information to share. That Apex design is so amazing. Oh, thanks, man. I do like doing character design. I always never really feel like I'm the best at it, but then I like them so. Okay. I realised something actually. I was at an animation festival last weekend, or a couple of weekends ago, and I realised I'm pretty lucky that the characters I'm most asked to draw are all wear masks. Deadpool, Moon Knight. I have a hard time drawing Spider-Man on command. I like to kind of be comfortable, somewhere comfortable in drawing him. If that's the guy I had to draw every time, I'd have a hard time. But yeah, characters with their masks or like Mystique will be hard if I'm asked to draw Mystique much, for example. Creators are definitely more plentiful here. Most of my childhood heroes are apparently Canadian. Well, all the better then. That's great. I think surrounding yourself with a peer group is pretty important when you're starting out. I mean, you're not starting out. You're actually doing the job now, which is great. Oh, really? Master harder for you? Okay. Rocky, if someone asks you to draw Mystique and then you just say, here's Mystique transformed into Moon Knight. It hasn't happened yet, but I may have to get to that point, yeah. We'll see. Hand over a drawing of Moon Knight. It's like, Astro Mystique. It's like, well, who's to say? Prove to me it's not Mystique. Dev, mostly I am very obsessive about details, and a mask means to try and draw the face under it before I draw. The guy stays up at night thinking about what that shoelaces I drew wrong. Right. I don't know. I kind of forgive myself here and there. You have to. You got a roll. Thanks for the stream, Declan. Awesome as always. Nice meeting you. Yeah, thanks, Rocky. I'm nearly done anyway, so I'll be calling it a night soon. But thanks for popping in. Nice to hear from you. Hope you're well. Yeah, don't call me a genius. It'll create a monster. I made a choice when I was doing Moon Knight not to do any washes on him because I was starting to do washes on pages. So I don't do it in sketches either, but I try and make up for it by doing some kind of wash effects just to. Have say it as it is, and yeah, actually, I don't shade his costume as much as Alessandro did, and I just realised subconsciously. Oh, well, I guess maybe that's the case. It was me just thinking, well, actually, you know what it is, and it's working for you because you're doing the same thing. Was that I wanted to be able to use Moon Knight as a design element in the book. I was thinking, if I was getting to draw Batman, I would use black panels and his cape. So, with Moon Knight, I decided to do the opposite. So, like, not have too much. Like, I would render in line, but not do washes. One, it was a little time saving in the scheme of things. But also, if it's just white, I felt if it was white with washes and backgrounds of washes and colour, it would be too much. It would get too dense and overloaded. But if I just kept it with like line art, and I would try and use like dry brushes at least to try and get a little bit of texture. And I'd talk to Jordy about making the backgrounds really colourful, but like no colour on Moon Knight, so that if he could bleed into panel borders. And Greg Smallwood did it. I think you and Greg are doing, or Greg did, and you are doing a much better job of that design element than I did. I think you're pushing it way more interesting ways than I did. But I did try and create the space where I could do that, and I did in places for sure. But yeah, I think I'm done. Trying to get that sound. Since we're chatting, yeah, like I tried it here. Here is that on? Sorry, is it on the camera? Yeah, trying it here. But I also I felt like with any tricks, the more sparingly I use them, the better. Doing it here and here and here and here, it would be it would be too much, So I tried, did it here, but again, I didn't do it there, So it was trying to be cautious about the choices I would make. Black panel borders here because it was with Khonshu. I think where else I did it. Oh yeah, famously. Like a wanker, but yeah, here again to do it I didn't do it here, I didn't do it there because I had to be sure about what choices I was making. And I've used this. I've said this to a lot of younger artists, talking about panel borders. I tell them on Moon Knight, I only broke a panel border once, and it's here, because it's for better dramatic effect. If when you use it, you really use it. Sorry, actually I did it here too, but I don't think I broke a panel border in the rest of the book at all. Oh. No, I didn't do that either. Here. I did it too. So you're doing a lot more of that stuff, I think, to great effect. You have a better eye for it and you're ballsier about it than I do, so kudos to you. Put that back where I found it. Let me see. Yeah, I completely agree. I love using the cape as a design element a lot, and it's a lot of small with influence too. For sure, he did. I mean, he did it way more than I did, to great effect. Panel says my head run free. Oh, well, thanks a million, man. I really do appreciate it. It's nice. It's nice. I mean, it's not like nobody ever tells me they liked Moon Knight, but seeing an artist as great as you and knowing I had some kind of influence is amazing for me. So thanks a million. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night though. This is 10:30. Yeah, could be worse, I guess. Excuse me. Tea's going down the wrong way. But thanks for everybody who's watching. I might try this again tomorrow. I have 3 more to do. I don't think I'll get them all on stream, but I'll try to do a couple more anyway. But yeah, thanks for keeping me company, guys. This is, I know I was blabbing on, but it does help pass the time. So thanks a million. I'd love to chat to you, Dev. But the thing with tape deck is it's supposed to be for people who I've worked with. So let's find an excuse to work together on something, and then I can justify it. How's that sound? But yeah, it's the only thing I could really focus on is try and make sure it's somebody who I've worked with in some way. Otherwise, I'd just be all over the place. But no, I'd love to have a proper deep art chat with you sometime. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna go have my dinner. Thanks a million, guys. I'll catch you next time.